The art in this is beautiful. It is exceptionally clean, and I'm a huge fan of the heavy and well-defined lines. It's also very, very consistent, which brings me all of the joy. I don't think the cover does the series justice, so if you like the cover, you'll love the art in the series. If you don't like the cover, then good news, the art in the series itself is much better. It's expressive and refined, and it's ultimately one of my favorite art styles in manga. It's relatively simple, so others may not be as enamored with it as I am, but I think that in its simplicity, the art truly shines. Now, on my website, although I marked this as yaoi, the main story is completely devoid of sex. It does have sexual content, of course, since it takes place predominantly in a brothel, but it's a slow burn between the main couple. What sexy time we do get is censored, and I don't mean by lightsabers or censor bars, but it's completely cut out of the panels, so it's softcore. If you're hoping for an explicit romp, you'll be disappointed. I wasn't all that disappointed by this, since I think the overarching story is powerful enough to satisfy me even without the smut. Still, it does take the entire volume before Tojiro and Ichinosuke even admit that they love each other. A whirlwind romance, this is not. But let's get into the part I love, the story. I have my bachelor's in English, so I spent much of my time writing papers on the meaning of various works. I occasionally get to do that in my reviews, but this title in particular begged for a similar exploration. I can't dive into a 10-page essay, but I do want to share some of my immediate thoughts as I read through this work. Much like the fabric Tojiro dyes, Ichinosuke has been dyed by the lives of the women he was raised around. These women are dehumanized and either die as commodities or live to be purchased as wives. Tojiro sees everything as being, quote, worth something. Life is a transaction, and unlike the women who are forced to work in the brothels, he feels he isn't worth anything, and thus will never be able to escape the life he was born into. At the same time, he fears leaving this dark and dirty world. He feels stained, and that his stain will spread to others, like Tojiro. There's a very powerful scene where Ichinosuke goes to tell Tojiro they can't see each other anymore, and Tojiro's arms are stained with dye. Ichinosuke tells Tojiro to let go because he doesn't want to be stained, but in reality, he fears staining Tojiro. At the same time, maybe he fears that the more Tojiro touches him, he will be stained with more of that impossible wanting for love and escape. It's all very powerful, and I love how much meaning is interlaced in dying.